Ragna Crimson is an incredible story and one that's deeply underrated. Not because it's flashy, not because it's revolutionary, but because it dares to ask a terrifying question. What happens when you go beyond motivation, when you go beyond discipline? What's left when emotion fades and routine breaks? Obsession. We often hear the same mantra repeated: talent versus hard work, which wins? But obsession laughs at this debate, because when obsession enters the room, neither matter. We treat obsession like a sickness, and sometimes it is. It warps love into control, ambition into self-destruction, purpose into poison. But just like fire, obsession isn't inherently evil. It's only dangerous if you don't know how to hold it. And for a boy like Ragnar, who had nothing left but ash, obsession didn't destroy him, it saved him. Because sometimes the only way to keep moving is to lose everything and focus solely on the mission. Fate played a cruel game with Ragnar. Time and time again, he survived attacks that should have killed him, not through strength, not through skill, but through sheer, unexplicable luck. While everyone else around him died, his comrades, his friends, his mentors, the girl he swore to protect. Each death caved a hole in him, until eventually there was nothing left but a single suffocating question: why am I still alive? To some, survival is a blessing. To Ragnar, it felt like a curse. Because when you're the last one left, the silence gets louder than the screams ever were. But instead of letting guilt consume him, Ragnar did something unthinkable. He merged with his past self, and so a version of him who had already failed, already sacrificed everything, and had already lost the world. And together they made a vow: no more running, no more praying, no more dying. Instead, every single dragon must die. Ragnar was a boy who lived like fate was mocking him. Every time he faced death, he survived. Not because he was stronger, not because he was smarter, but because some twisted hand of destiny always let him live and made him watch everyone else die. What's the point of surviving if everyone you care about doesn't? Survivor's guilt is a real thing, and for many it breaks them. But for Ragnar, it became something else entirely. And this is where obsession comes in. A goal so clear, it drowned out the pain. Kill every dragon. And that obsession kept him alive longer than any sword ever could. Because when you're obsessed, the fire doesn't go out, even when hope does. Through battle after battle, he didn't just survive. He evolved, he adapted, he learned. He honed his instincts, discovered techniques, and pushed his body beyond its limits, until he stand alone against the very monsters that once laughed at him. Let's be honest, motivation would have died years ago. Motivation is fueled by emotion, which is inconsistent. It shows up when you feel like it and disappears when it matters the most. Discipline, however better, but it's still mechanical. It gets the job done, but lacks the ferocity needed to conquer the impossible. Obsession is different. Obsession says, there's no plan B. Obsession says, if I die on this hill. It's not about being productive, it's about being possessed. That's what made Ragna dangerous. That's what made him unstoppable. He didn't chase strength because he loved power. He chased it because he refused to feel the helplessness ever again. And when you have something that powerful driving you, you don't need anyone to believe in you. You carry the world alone just to make sure no one else suffers like you did. Ragnar teaches us something that most people don't want to admit. To reach an impossible goal, you must be willing to become something others can't understand. You must do the work no one else wants to do. You must endure the silence, the self-doubt, the repetition, the failure. You must show up again and again and again, long after motivation has died, and long before the results show up. When others say, that's enough, obsession says, not yet. When they say, you've reached your limit, obsession says, I'm only just getting started. And when the world says, you can't win, obsession answers, I wasn't built to stop. Because here's the truth. Life is competitive. Brutally so. You're not the only one who wants that dream, that title, that finish line. And success doesn't care how bad you want it. It only cares who lasts the longest. It's not about luck, nor is it even about hard work. It's about how long you're willing to suffer with intention. When others burn out, you're still walking. When others celebrate small wins, you say it's not enough. Because obsession doesn't just chase the goal, it becomes the goal. But here's a piece of advice. There is a cost. Obsession can isolate you. It can burn bridges, rob sleep, strain relationships, and leave scars. Which is why obsession must be paired with reflection. You must ask yourself, what will it cost me? What will I become? Is it worth it? And will I be proud of future me? Because if you don't keep those questions close, you might reach your dream and realize you lost yourself along the way. So no, obsession isn't healthy, but it is necessary. At least for a time. And if you can master it, if you can use obsession without being consumed by it, then there's nothing out of reach. As the ancient Chinese proverb says, man who loves walking will walk further than the man who loves the destination. So fall in love with the walk, with the grind, with the silence. Because the one who endures the longest becomes the one last standing. Ragnar's story is not about talent. It's not about destiny. It's about the terrifying power of will. He wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the smartest, and he wasn't the strongest. but is the one who refused to stop. He gave up everything except the mission, and in doing so, he reached a level no one else could ever comprehend. Because while others looked for signs, Ragna carved the path with his own hands. He didn't wait for the world to change. He changed himself over and over until the world had no choice but to move. He didn't blame fate. He didn't beg for fairness. He accepted the burden and carried it forward. Because your goals don't care for excuses. An obsession doesn't ask for permission. In a world where dragons ruled without mercy, one boy said, "No more." And he meant it and put it into action. And thank you for watching. This has been Blessed Visions, where we break that anime into what makes you think, feel, and help you grow. This video is for everyone chasing something that feels impossible, for anyone who feels behind, untalented, or overlooked, but refuses to stop. This one's for you. If you're grinding right now, building, studying, pushing forward, drop a comment. Tell me what you're fighting for. Tell me what keeps you going when no one's watching. And if there's any specific topic you want to see, pain, loneliness, let me know. I'll craft a video just for you. The most liked comment will get a video next. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next one. Stay focused and stay blessed. Ciao.
I almost died countless times. I survived over and over again, and then I fought again. And I lost. And lost and lost and lost. And lost and lost and lost and lost and won. And lost and lost and lost and lost and lost and won. And lost and lost and lost and won and lost. And lost and won and lost and won. And won and won and won and won and won. And 100 dragons!